just like last year, I am continuing my movie review series in honor of Halloween. That's right around the corner. And today I'm gonna start it by doing my top 10 best movie villains. And just to be clear, and just to be fair, none of this is all fact. It's all opinionated. So don't go crazy if you don't agree with me, even if you are completely wrong. And the funny thing is that I actually made this list on my iPad, but I took a screenshot of it on my phone. It's kind of hard to see, sorry about that. And because I actually took a screenshot of it on my phone because I didn't feel like going back to back for the camera and for the notes app because that's gonna be kind of a waste of time. So, but. Enough distractions. Let's start the video. So, coming in at number 10 for my best movie villains is Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I actually got a chance to review the original Nightmare on Elm Street last year for my Halloween review series. And if you guys have seen that review, I said on it that Freddy Krueger is my favorite slasher in any horror movie. And these are the 3 reasons why. Number 1, his personality is great. Number 2, his one-liners are both creepy and funny. They're so quotable. And of course, number 3, the most terrifying reason why, he kills kids in their dreams. How is that not terrifying? Like, how? And Robert Englund plays Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and he's amazing at it. He was born to play Freddy Krueger. It's such a good performance. Okay, so number 9 is Scar from The Lion King, and just to be clear with you guys, Scar is the only Disney villain to make this list. So, but this may come to you guys as a surprise, but Scar actually isn't my favorite Disney villain. My favorite Disney villain is probably Captain Hook from Peter Pan. But in terms of who's more threatening and more menacing and more serious, it's Scar. At first, but actually, who am I kidding? The whole way through, Scar is a badass, menacing villain. Like, the whole way through of the entire movie of The Lion King, you're terrified of this dude. And man, Mufasa's death, they hit me hard. They hit me hard right in the heart, right here. And Scar is such a good villain. He's probably one of the best Disney villains of all time, in my opinion. And he's animated. He's a cartoon, but he's terrifying. Just because something is a cartoon doesn't mean it's creepy. That's something people need to know. And yeah, it's the song he sings, Be Prepared, is such a good song. It's not only one of the best songs from The Lion King, it's one of the best Disney songs of all time, period. So, coming in at number 8 is the T-1000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger is great as a Terminator. He was born to play him, one of the best performances in any movie ever. But to be honest, in terms of who's a more scarier villain, is T-1000. And why? Because he molts into liquid and he disguises himself as a cop. How is that not creepy? And if there's any villain who can go up against Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, it's T-1000. And good job. And yeah, I am one of those people who prefer Terminator 2 Judgment Day over the first Terminator movie, even though they're both amazing movies, and I would give them both an A+. And I think most people prefer T2 over the first Terminator, actually. And yeah, the T-1000, he is someone you do not want to mess around with, especially if you're Schwarzenegger. Okay, coming in at number 7 is Norman Bates from Psycho. The original Psycho, not the Vince Vaughn remake. The remake. Let's never speak of it again. Okay, so I actually watched the original Psycho a few days ago. I think it was on Sunday. Yeah, it was on Sunday night. I had a sore throat. My family was was at church. I couldn't make it at church, so I decided to watch Psycho, and it's a pretty good movie. And it's one of the best Hitchcock movies ever made. It's not the best, but it's one of them though. And the reason why Norman Bates made this list is because he's a guy that you do not trust. I mean, when you first meet him in the movie, you're like, okay, maybe this guy, I actually might trust this guy. But the minute he looks for the people to see the girl in the shower, you're like, oh, I know what he's gonna do. I don't trust this guy. And the ending, though, oh man, I'm not gonna spoil what the ending of Psycho is, just in case if you guys haven't seen it. But let's just say it's one of the best twist endings in any movie ever. And if you guys haven't seen the original Psycho, I highly recommend watching it. If you guys have no movie to watch on a Halloween night, watch Psycho. It's great, and you're gonna love Norman Bates. He will terrify you. And that shower scene, oh man, creepy. Okay, cool. So coming in at number 6 is Dr. Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs. And here's a fact for you guys. When I first watched The Silence of the Lambs last year, I actually threw up during it. I'm not gonna say what scene it is, but yeah, I did throw up during it. I almost did though. I didn't actually though. And so the reason why Hannibal Lecter made this list is because he's a creep, he's a cannibal. That's the number one reason why. And he always tells these stories of like what he did to people, and you're like, this guy. And The Silence of the Lambs is a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. And Anthony Hopkins was born to play Hannibal Lecter. It's such a good performance, and it's a great character, Hannibal Lecter. Okay, so coming in at number 5 is Dr. Evil from Austin Powers, and he's the guy that I think is the funniest villain ever. $1 billion. He is one of the best villains ever. He's one of those villains that you should not take seriously. Even if he comes up with a diabolical plan, you still shouldn't take him seriously. And he's just so funny and so quotable. If you guys haven't seen any of the Austin Powers movies, I highly recommend watching them. So, coming in at number 4 is Lord Voldemort from Harry Potter. And just in case, if you guys didn't know, I actually reviewed all the Harry Potter movies recently, and you guys can go check them out right now. And Voldemort, the reason why he made this list is because he's noseless and he's creepy. Oh my gosh. And he tried killing Harry when he was a baby. A baby. That's twisted. And he killed Harry's parents. And I remember when I was watching Goblet of Fire, I almost got nightmares during Voldemort's transformation. And he is a diabolical villain, and he's badass. And he's such a good villain. And he is terrifying. Okay, so coming in at number 3 is the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. And if there was one villain on this list that terrified me when I was a little kid, it would be the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. And I remember when I was a kid, I never got through The Wizard of Oz because it scared the crap out of me, because the Wicked Witch. Most people are scared of the flying monkeys, but I was always terrified of the Wicked Witch. Oh, her voice. But I do love The Wizard of Oz now. I was terrified of it when I was a little kid, but it's my favorite movie now. Oh my, it's such a good movie. And Margaret Hamilton, there we go. She is great at The Wicked Witch. I can't believe she wasn't nominated for an Oscar when The Wizard of Oz was categorized for the Academy Awards. She should have won the Oscar, and she should have been nominated. That's ridiculous that she didn't get nominated. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you guys are wondering how Mila Kunis did as the Wicked Witch in Oz the Great and Powerful, I can say one thing: Miss Katz. So, coming in at number 2 is the galaxy's biggest baddie, Darth Vader from Star Wars. You gotta love Darth Vader. It's just something about his his costume and James Earl Jones' voice that makes Darth Vader a badass villain. He can't just choke you with his hand. He chokes you with his mind, the Jedi trick. And he is just a terrifying dude, Darth Vader. James Earl Jones' voice makes him really terrifying also. And I'm so excited for him to return in Rogue One this December. I hope he's even more of a baddie. I hope. Oh man, Darth Vader. I love that guy, and he is one of the most terrifying villains of all time. And I actually for Halloween I actually dressed up as Darth Vader when I was in 3rd grade. That was fun. And yeah, if there is one villain in the galaxy who you do not want to mess around with, it's Darth Vader. And if you mess around with Vader, you are screwed, because he's going to do some stuff with his mind that you do not want to know. Okay, so coming in at number 1 is kind of a surprise, but of course I'm a comic book fan. I love The Dark Knight. I love Batman, and so yeah, you guys can probably figure it out who it is. Okay, so my number 1 best movie villain of all time is the Joker from The Dark Knight. What makes the Joker my favorite movie villain is not Heath Ledger's performance. It is his character though. It's his plan. His plan it makes sense, and the Joker is just this twisted guy who wanted to burn Gotham to the ground. And Heath Ledger's performance, it's incredible. Out of all the actors who has played Joker in the previous Batman movies, Heath Ledger will always be the Joker, in my opinion. He was born to play a Joker. He is menacing. He's twisted. His plan is diabolical. It's just the whole way through, you're like, wow, this guy is just, he's twisted. He's just demented. I mean, the Joker is like, the Dark Knight made the Joker into a real life criminal, and they do a great job doing that, and that's why Joker is my number 1 favorite movie villain. Okay guys, so that's it for my review of, review what? So okay guys, so that's it for my top 10 best movie villains of all time, and I have a question for you guys. Who is your favorite movie villain of all time? Whoever it is, comment below and let me know. And my Halloween movie review series continues tomorrow with a review finally, and this time it's for Shaun of the Dead. I'm so excited. Okay guys, so if you want to see more of my videos, just be sure to subscribe.